What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. Welcome back to another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. Welcome back to another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. Welcome back to yet another episode of Door Kickers 2, where we've been using authentic and realistic military tactics and CQB Doctrine to play this game. Welcome back to yet another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, where we've been using realistic CQB tactics and infantry doctrine. We'll do some terrain analysis, some mission analysis, and some intelligence preparation of the battlefield on this assault before we go live. We can either go wall breach, mechanical breach, ballistic breach there, and then we are once again canalized into this this primary position. My other option, of course, is to heavy stack up top and go rapid this way. That's extremely dangerous, and it would force a very dynamic style of clearance that makes me uncomfortable in a non-hostage rescue scenario. Okay, hostage is still not secure. Again, that's a two-man job. Holy crap.
Down. Under fire.
What is going on, guys? And welcome back to yet another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, where we've been using real-world military tactics and CQB doctrine to play this game. The game is called Door Kickers 2. If you haven't heard of it, you're about to. Version 1.0 just launched, and it's something like the 100th time that I've said something along the lines of that little intro that I just did. This is my 100th Door Kickers 2 video, and it's fitting that it covers version 1.0. I have to confess to you guys that I have been playing it for a couple of days. They got it to me just a little bit early. In that time, I have not touched anything new. All I've done was kind of like take my squad and hit some of the old missions to get some stars so that today we can start a fresh campaign. And that's exactly what we're going to do. The plan is to play through each of these campaigns to check out all of the new stuff. Some disclosures up front. I did participate in a small way in the development of Door Kickers 2. I lend my voice to the guys over at Kill House Games, and I do have a character somewhere in Door Kickers now, and I did all the voice acting and stuff. It was really fun. I have not seen that character yet. It is not a vanilla character in the Ranger squad, so I'm just gonna wait for that encounter to happen because it's gonna be like a funny thing. That'll be interesting to see how that work was implemented. But other than that, like no, formal business ties with the guys at Kill House Games, but I do love the game. And it's worth mentioning that if you haven't watched any of my videos before and you do want to support the channel, you can do so simply by watching the video, subscribing, commenting, or by running over to nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming, where you can purchase a copy of Door Kickers 2. And when you do, it supports me, it supports the guys at Kill House, and I'm super grateful for it. All right, let's get into it. Here's the squad. I have a Ranger squad. TFP, that is Task Force Pairs. Right now, they have 10 available Doctrine points. I have not experimented with Doctrines yet, and we're about to do that together. I have 0 battle honors. That's awarded in campaigns, so we'll have to do that together. So I did bring back Drummer and Philly, and I got their original icons, and the rest is just random, whatever. Let's start looking at Doctrine, because I have not touched this yet. This is one of the key new features in Door Kickers, and I did take like one quick peek at this, but I haven't spent any of my 10 points. So we've got handguns over here, rifles over here, support over here. Interestingly, in the handguns tab, I don't know if you know what? I bet they did kind of take a nod. This is a nod to me, I think, only because the logo is remarkably similar to my own, which is cool. And if you guys have been following my other training channel at all, then you'll have seen I've been doing a lot of competitive pistol shooting. There's a link to that channel down below, so you're welcome to go check that out. So it's cool to see that. Unfortunately, I don't see myself investing in handgun doctrine much for this Ranger task force. Instead, I think we're going to spend a lot of time in rifles, a little bit of time in support, and maybe we'll touch elite eventually. And I think the way to start allocating these points is to start looking down here first at like what the top tier points do. Long range drills, that's not really like, it looks like I can go straight into that right now. So that's not really special. This is kind of special though. Obscure targets. Your squad practices engaging targets partially obscured by hard cover, reducing its effectiveness. That's huge. We know that, you know, as you get into more difficult missions, you're facing a lot of barricaded shooters and having to take some tight shots. Surgical shooting, A-zone hits, improve accuracy and kill probability. That's awesome. I don't know why you wouldn't be focusing on A-zone hits up here, but I get it. Medium range bursts. Interesting. So if you got a select fire weapon, they'll send a burst rather than a semi-automatic fire at medium ranges. That's cool. Medium range drills, fast reload, short range drills, barricade shooting. Okay, so like technical shooting from behind cover. Interesting. So this is just like engagement with rifles, and we're seeing some things that'll kind of help you in your own play style. Over here on the support side, assault saws. Your support guys practice door kicking with a squad, improving their unsupported engagement times and movement speed. Okay, so treat a saw more like a assault rifle. Marksman, SDM gets better at CQB. Okay, cool. So long guns will dig corners better. That's helpful. Melee practice, that's interesting. Suppression, always good. Language skills. I ran into this a little bit when I was playing through some of the original missions. You can't just tell like rescued civilians to run to the exit unless you have some language skills. So that's actually probably something I'll invest in pretty soon. Throwables training, shorten their vulnerability time. That's huge, especially in this game. Like there's some meta questions about how long it takes to get handhelds out and how at risk it leaves your troopers while they're throwing stuff. So throwables training is definitely important. And then self first aid, that's huge because we know that these campaigns, to some degree, there's persistent progression throughout the campaign. So if dudes get banged up, they'll have the opportunity to heal. I don't know, mid-mission, between missions, something, whatever. I'm going to go hard into rifles up front because I know that that's going to increase survivability just with the way that I play, especially. Like I need guys to be able to shoot quickly, especially in close range, and turn quickly. So short range drills gives us short range burst and room clearing drills. Room clearing drills allows multiple target engagements. So like short range, close. All right, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I'm not worried as much about reloads because typically, you know, I've got enough people pulling security from one another. Like, yes, I'll get this eventually, but normally I've got enough guns in the fight that someone can reload while they've got some cover. This really only hurts me if I haven't planned a reload and I'm caught, you know, doing a standing reload in a threshold with people pointing guns at me. Medium range drills, so 750, that's huge. I mean, that's huge. So definitely want medium range drills. Medium range burst is huge. Oh, man. And I think that's huge. And I'm tempted to put one more in here so I can get all the way down into obscure targets so my guys are just shooting dimes all the way through. I think I'm going to. Because this is just going to make them really effective shooters. I've got 2 points left, so I could max out obscure targets, or I could start going into medium range burst. I'm tempted to go one of each and bounce those out. Yep. All right, we've got shooters, boys. Next up, let's spin some... Oh, I can reset? I wonder if I can reset at any time. That's interesting. I wonder if you can respec at any time. That's cheating. I don't like that. We're not going to do that. All right, Doctrine points are down to 0. Let's go over to equipment. I have 58 stars to equip. Let's build out our boy Drummer first. Ooh, what's this all about? I have to have 5. Oh, cool. So you can unlock weapons by completing campaigns. That's new. That's new. I don't know if they added any other. So the XM7 was like the last big ad. They've got Scar Heavy and Scar Light. The Geisley M4. That's 20 stars. That's crazy. That's crazy. And like, yes, it's better than the Mark 18, but the problem with it is it's not the Mark 18. All right, so obviously you guys are unsurprised. We're unlocking the Mark 18 first. I've got 52 stars left. We need Glocks. I'm going to go 19X as the Lord intended. I'm going to unlock the EOTech. All these are very marginal improvements, so I'm going to pass on ammo for now, and we'll come back and look at it in a second. That's what we're going with. I'll tell you what was painful is earning 50-something stars or whatever I have with literally 0 unlocks. That was an experience. I think I'm just going to go with front back ESAPpies. That's fine. I do need to unlock slap charges, the thermal torch as well, even though I'm not using it right now. We'll take this as a mechanical means of breach. We'll take a breaching shotgun, spy camera, obviously. AT4 because it's based. We need a wall breach. We need the triple slap charges, triple bangs. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm good for my assault class now, feeling confident about that. Let's take a look at what we've got in the way of crew serves. So we got 249 right now. Ooh, dude, the LAMG is so gangster. This is the Knight's Armament SAW candidate for replacement, and it is most excellent. Oh my God, the XM338, the Norma, dude. Oh man. I kind of want to get the Mark 48. Mark 48 is awesome. It's basically a baby 240, similar ballistics, still a, crew served, belt fed 7.62 medium machine gun, but it's shorter, it's lighter. It's 8 stars. That's what I'm sucking with. I'm gonna leave the 249 for now because it's fine. What's not okay is this SDMR, which looks to be like a, I don't know, like a 20-inch M16 with an ACOG. That's not super hot. What is slightly more hot is if they have an M110. They do. So I'm tempted to put an LPVO on it, like a 1-8 would be really good for most door kickers maps, but it feels sacrilegious to put an LPVO on an M110. So I'm going to do a 3.5 to 10 and call it good. It also feels sacrilegious not to have a can on it and to be shooting factory ammo. But it is what it is. I think we have sufficiently spent all of our Doctrine points and our stars. With that, let's jump into this campaign. First one here is called Tour of Duty. The belt surrounding the capital city is a mix of small cities, farmland, and industrial areas. Insurgent groups hide here to build up and feed fighters and weapons into the city. The northern area is a known Blackheads base, but regular insurgents are also well-trained and organized. I'm going to play this Iron Man off to feel it out. If we get through this first campaign and we're getting kind of comfortable, I'll toggle Iron Man on for next time, but let's just do it. And interesting here, I'm also seeing random seeds, so I guess there's some variation in these missions, which I know nothing about. I know less than nothing about this. But let's get it going. Let's check it out. Oh, wow. So they're actually going to generate this whole campaign procedurally. I assume they would be like bespoke, curated missions. But it's nice to know. Look at this. It's nice to know that there's some variation. You could probably do this a bunch. Missions available. Happy Flag. Orange Ant. So that is a hostage rescue. This is a clear hostiles and a HVT capture. We have 20 troops available. This is a 7-day campaign. Fantastic. And look at the art. This looks freaking dope. It'll be interesting to see. What's this? Tell me. Okay. Interesting. What's this? Some missions require intel to access. That's interesting. So I've always loved door kickers for obviously like the insane tactical gameplay. But now like I'm motivated to complete stories and I want to see how they're tied together and learn more about them. I have 3 days to complete this, 3 days to complete this, 3 days to complete this. I think we're just going to go kill some baddies for this first one, guys. I think we're just going to go kill some baddies. And I also don't know if these are missions that we've seen before. Like if these are, it can be found just in the single like mission area. Let's do this. 4 troopers, objective Orange Hat or Orange Ant, clear hostiles. We're hitting a rural concrete house in the farmlands to the west, looking to clear opposition and help pacify the region. Enemy forces, 6 poorly organized insurgents are about to get smoked. Let's go! Man, I'm excited. Okay, eliminate all terrorists. I can take 4 dudes. Interesting here, like I'm already getting some information about the environment. I can see it here. I'll take a look at it in a second. But I hear concrete house. So now I know from a breaching perspective, like the type of explosives, the type of breaching materials, type of cover and concealment that environment affords, depending on the type of concrete and its depth and thickness and things like that. So that's cool. The contextual information is quite helpful. Let's do it, dude. I am so stoked right now. This does look familiar. So my suspicion is a lot of these are either have already been featured as like procedurally generated environments, or we've already seen them in the single mission mode, which is fine with me. Given the current circumstances, I do think I want to go. I don't know if I want a DMR or not. I maybe kind of do. You know what? I don't. We're gonna get rid of this guy. We're gonna bring a grenadier instead. Because my DMR has some standoff. That grenadier, it brings some assault, some firepower with him. And then we have drummer and Philly up top. Let's take a look at this environment. So it's a clear hostile mission. If I look down in here, and for those of you tuning in for the first time, dude, welcome to the pain and suffering. You watch my videos, you have to listen to me ramble for about 40 minutes before you ever actually see me play the game. That's just the way it goes. In the military, this is a process called intelligence preparation of the battlefield. The idea here is we can begin to understand the operational environment, the enemies who occupy that environment, and how they are likely to be behaving. And we use that information to inform the plan that we make. In Door Kickers, we have this lovely top-down God's eye view, and we can take a real close look at the environment to try to get some information about it. We were told that this is like a squad minus or fire team plus size element of unorganized insurgents. As we look a little bit closer, I'm seeing like gas cans, fuel cans, rubber tires. Nothing like super indicative here of potential like HME material or anything. It makes sense that you'd see gas close to vehicles. What is kind of interesting is if you look at the back of this vehicle, it's got sheet metal on the back of it. And that could just be like a utilitarian use case for like protecting whatever's in your truck bed. But at the same time, if an insurgent group is being targeted by full motion video, ISR, satellite imagery, things like that, it's not uncommon to see facades like this constructed to conceal the contents of a vehicle. So like that could absolutely be an indicator of bad guy activity. Nothing else super crazy outside that I'm seeing. And here, this is where it gets a little bit weird. It makes sense to see like gas cans and stuff like that over here. Makes less sense to see this many in such a high density in this location. And I'm also seeing a grated door that is padlocked closed. Looks like a freaking cell, right? Like barred windows, concrete structure, and it's locked. So I'm going to go back up here. And it says eliminate all terrorists. That doesn't necessarily mean there's no hostages, but I got to be real careful as I'm going over here because I don't know what we are going to encounter. I don't see weapons laying about the environment. Inside, like, you got a common space. Another common space here. Locked door, however. Big window over here, so we should be able to see inside unless there's curtains. Can't tell if there's curtains or not from here. But we do have kind of like two structures. And then the big question is, you know, how am I going to assault this objective? So if I'm the bad guys, the way that I'm probably behaving here is like my patterns of life are keeping me here. Like the concentration of enemy forces is likely to be here. A small guard element or technicians are likely to be out here doing whatever they do with the, you know, gas cans, and then also guarding a potential captive over there. But I'm expecting the density of the force to be here, a smaller element, potentially somebody at risk over here. And then it's also possible that we just see like typical movement out the main breach towards the vehicle, out the main breach towards the vehicle, out this breach towards the vehicle, and milling about the area. So what I'm going to do is try to clear whatever I can from outside the structure. Because this is not a hostage rescue, I can use a very kind of deliberate approach to clearing it, a, you know, combat clearance kind of method where I can clear most of these structures from outside rather than going in. I could stack everybody up, you know, right over here in the main breach, blow the door down and go charging in. But as you do that, of course, you're putting yourself in this threshold, which is a fatal funnel. All the bad guys in this room are likely to be pointing guns at and shooting you as you flood through that door, which is, you know, it can be a good tactic if you have the element of surprise. It can be a necessary tactic if you are going to save someone's life and you are accepting the risk that that entails. But we don't do that sort of stuff unless we really have to or the conditions truly favor us. So today, I think what we're going to do is we're going to work on clearing from this window to the best of our ability. Once we clear from this window, I can really keep guns in this window and then keep guns on this front door. And whatever's going on in here is not of my concern, because I will kill people if they expose themselves to this window or if they come out this door, and there is no other exit. This structure actually presents kind of a larger threat because there's so many windows facing in every direction that dudes in here can fight from this structure and pose a risk to my force as we start to work on this bigger structure. So I think what I'm going to do, so I'm really going to bisect this objective, and I'm going to treat it like, you know, an objective south and objective north. I'm going to prioritize the clearance of this objective. Once this is clear and secure, then we'll come over here and clear this objective. Before we hit this structure, though, I need to get long security here. I need to get long security here. And I need to make sure that this building can't affect the clearance of this building. So that's what we're going to look at. And let's go ahead and get started. So step one, everyone is still quiet right now. I'm going to tell them they don't have to be quiet. I'm not concerned about it. I've got Drummer, Philly, Sick Boy, and Cobra on deck. That's new. This is also new. Being able to like just come up here and quickly see your guys. That's cool. Step one, we're going to pie off these corners and see what is going on. So I'm going to bring Drummer up to here. He's going to hold this corner. We'll choke up and pull rear security. Similarly over here, we're going to hold this corner and we'll choke up and pull rear security. And I'm also going to have these guys do this number. I think this little thumbs up thing is also new. In the past, you had the opportunity to just use this button, which would basically say, in that moment, take a brief pause, engage everything that's in your sector of fire, and then continue moving. Now, if I toggle this, basically, if they see bad guys, they will stop and engage before continuing movement, and they'll keep that state through the rest of the engagement, which is quite helpful. All right, here we go. Starting Door Kickers 2 version 1.0 campaign now. Sure enough, we do have an unarmed insurgent in a surrender position. That is new. He is not going to have a good day.
But here.
All right. We're going to send HE into this room, boys. We're going to just start off hot with some violence of action. There's some questions about what I'm about to do. This dude does seem to be unarmed and potentially surrendering. However, I have not got a rules for the use of force or an ROE brief, and that is a declared hostile bad guy, and we are told to eliminate all insurgents. So he is going to be eliminated. Let's do it.
Shield out! Got him.
Also, sending HE into a building where someone's potentially being held captive, not the greatest technique. In Door Kickers, I know if I get the grenade back there, it's not going to go through that concrete wall. Real world, you never do it. And also, there's not supposed to be any civilians on this objective. We're here to hunt bad guys, not to do anything else. I'm going to hold this for just another second or two, see if anyone squirts out and about. Seeing nothing. We're going to start to move to isolate one of these objectives. First thing we're going to do is, do I have... Guys, I didn't bring any smoke. I didn't bring any smoke. I suck at this game. All right, we're not going to do that. We're going to button hook this to cover. Holding this corner. And we're going to put two homies in cover right here. Maintain security while we do it. This is a little bit sketchy, and we will be briefly exposed. This is dangerous. All right, they are good. Next thing we're going to do is move one up to here. We're going to pull security, just use basically some bounding overwatch. So one man pulls security, the other man moves. I'm going to put him on a brief delay, and then he's going to book it to cover.
Roger. Clear.
Good. Our man in security is hitting those guys low. We are back in cover, and he's actually got freaking phenomenal observation field of fire. Leave these guys here right now. I need to finish setting isolation down here on this objective south. Once isolation is set, then I'll feel comfortable to move on that building over there. But because we're able to see into these windows and stuff, we've got a pretty decent security situation right now. I'm going to pivot over yonder, pulling long security. Once that is done, we'll be able to see good ways into here. I can scoot this next guy down into the truck.
Clear.
That vehicle is on, and there's dead space behind it. We're going to bang right here to protect our buddy while he moves. I'm going to put him on a brief delay. He is going to begin sprinting here. He's going to go gun up right here in case there is anybody behind that truck. He's on the delay.
Banger out. Clear.
Good. Now we're going to go long. Pulling security here. You're out. All right, outstanding. We've got this objective damn near isolated. I am going to scoot over here.
Roger.
So now I've got a gun into this window, which is good to go. I'm going to scoot one down into long security. Once I'm in long security, I'll have the entire, what I'm calling the south side of this objective isolated. All right, cool. That looks good. Next up, we've got to finish working this building. This is a little bit sketchy. I'm moving into the open. Don't know what to expect here. I'm going to leave one Philly on cover on the door while moving drummer. Good.
Roger.
Drummer can hustle. Now, the challenge here is I've still got dead space on the other side of this wall that I've got to worry about, but I can still creep them forward. I'm going to put a bang in
Flash
here.
out.
And then I'm also going to put a bang around this corner.
Finger out. Look out.
Now that I have that, I feel comfortable pushing this. We're going to flow straight in here. I am going to have Philly take this corner because I have a feeling there could be some folks squirting out of this main building. But I do want to get one operator into this structure, even though it is a solo clear. Obviously something you never want to do real world, but given our limited resources, this is kind of a necessity of this situation. That door is open. There's a little bit of a slice of dead space right there that could be problematic. Only dead space I got is right there and right there. You got to make a decision. I'm going to dig this corner, then dig this corner, and then orient on the actual cage itself. That looks good. And then I've got a little bit of dead space outside that's still a concern down here. Cage is clear. The rest of that dead space is clear. All right, so that looks good. Let's get stacked up on this door.
Wilco.
Run, go gun up there. And they will move together. All right. I can't believe we started this campaign with a very questionable engagement. Now we're going to destroy this building and everyone in it. That's just what's going to happen. We're here to hunt bad guys. So let's act like it.
Shield out. Shield out.
Just loading up this structure with 40 Mike and HE.
Shield out.
Again, there's no reason to go do like a dynamic hard clearance of this thing because we own the environment. Just very carefully clearing from all the windows that we can. Don't know where our last guy is here, but we're gonna figure it out. If I never have to take a step into this building, I'd consider that a win.
Frag out. Look out. Tango down.
Good job.
Success.
Mission complete.
And that is how you do combat clearance without actually having to hit the hard structure. A minute and 23 seconds, that's a long, long mission in Door Kickers. We took our time, we got it right. Let's take a look at this replay.
Shield out. Got one. Clear. No tangos. Flashbang out. Clear. Flashbang out. Flash out. Shield out. I'll be fragged. I'll be fragged. Throwing frag. Got him.
Good job.
Oh, boys, I can't tell you how good it feels to be playing Door Kickers 2 Task Force North again. I hope you guys did like today's video. Obviously, took our time getting through it. And I certainly enjoyed playing the game. And I hope you guys will stay tuned in for the upcoming videos. We're going to work through every episode of this campaign and all of the ones that follow. If you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Your support is appreciated. And like I said, if you're looking to grab a copy of Door Kickers 2, head on over to nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. You can grab a copy for yourself, and you can support me in the process. Thanks. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm Controlled Pairs, and this has been Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. I'll see you guys in the next one.